So hello again. I hope that you enjoyed your lunch. Last time I sped up with presentation a bit too much, so this time I try to stick more to the schedule. I'd like to say a few words about our flagship product, I mean Veeam Backup and Replication. If there will be any questions, feel free to ask, and if there will be some I don't know how to answer, and it's highly probable, I invite you to our table. There are people who know all the answers. What is Veeam? Veeam is modern data protection, as you already know, and things important for us is that our product is built for virtualization. It's powerful, it's easy to use, and it's affordable. That's what the product should be, of course. So we can say that Veeam is built for virtualization, and it means that it's agent-free. I already told you that. And why VMware agents, virtual machine agents, are bad? Of course, because from the administrator point of view, the maintenance is a nightmare. It takes time, it's complicated. Why you should do that? Those agents has to be deployed, then has to be monitored, and then maintained on each single virtual machine you are running. If you are running 3 or 5, it's no problem. But if you are running 2000, it's starting to be a bit of a challenge to do all this. Agent drives costs and complexity. That's true, so I would comment that agents that prone to failure don't protect power of virtual machines. That's true. Our solution, backup and replication, works on the hypervisor level. It means even if your virtual machine is off, it still will be backed up or will be replicated. The current state will be replicated. So we are application-aware backup and recovery without agents. As I said, our solution works on hypervisor level, and we offer single file, application item, and in-place restores. And I will elaborate more about that later on. We are supporting VMware and the other vendor as well. I forgot its name. And of course, you can see that. It's not here. I deleted it yesterday, you know. So we provide support to all versions, of course. And each time there's new release of VMware or this other vendor, there always is update to our solution as well. We are working pretty close with that companies. Okay, Veeam is built for virtualization. Our backups are image-based. So to make a backup, we are creating a snapshot of current state, and then we're zipping it, deduplicating, and send into your storage. With this software, you have backup and replication in one product. It means that you choose if you are using backup or if you are using replication or if you are using both of them. It's your choice. One price, two products. We have vPower and Virtual Lab. These are our unique solutions. I will say a bit more about that. Actually, it's something that is really special for us, and it's luckily it's already patented, so it won't be used by any other vendor. It's quite useful. So we are solving this always happening problem with costs, complexity. What we mean if we say that backup should be powerful? It means that it should give you the instant virtual machine recovery option. Because if creation of virtual machine takes you a few minutes, why you should wait a few hours for restoring virtual machine? I don't know why. That's why, using our product, you can restore your virtual machine in 2 minutes. We provide you with the technology Sure Backup. I said a bit about it previously. It means that each backup file is checked if it's recoverable. So if you can restore this file, with this file you can restore your virtual machines in single files. We have UR technology, so it means that you can recover application item. You can recover single items from your applications. So you can browse your backup files and choose what you like to restore. And we give you the opportunity for this sandbox just by clicking one single button. You don't need additional hardware, additional time. All free resources on your hardware will be used to create sandbox for you as you wish. That's instant virtual machine recovery. You can see duration of the processes. It's up to 2 minutes. And it's done directly from the backup file. There's no need for any copying the files, restoring huge processes. It's done mainly like video streaming over the internet. We're streaming your virtual machine from our backup file. And it can be used anytime. So if there's a failure, organization has a problem, you're just restoring your virtual machine in 2 minutes, and then you have time to investigate what happened, what went wrong. You have your bankrupt environment for testing and for checking. That's how it works. Pretty simple. Your virtual machine is dead, and using this patented solution from your backup storage, your virtual machine is streamed, let's say, to your production environment, and you have your virtual machine ready to work in maximum 2 minutes. And then, when everything is investigated, you know what was the reason, what happened, you can easily migrate your virtual machine after all the changes that users created since the recovery. You can migrate it for your production environment. I mean after work, when they log off, go home, you can do it. I'd say it's pretty useful. And about Sure Backup, of course, we are checking the checksum as everyone. Why not? But each backup of each virtual machine, of each restore point is verified if it can be used for recovery. We all know that the backup starts not with creating backup file. Real backup starts when you are sure that you can recover your environment from your backup file. And it's not always so easy. So with our solution, you are 100% sure that you can recover each element of your backup anytime. This Sure Backup also gives you the some virtual lab. You can create an environment to test your production environment, but I will say a bit more later about this. What's more, the Sure Backup uses your actual hardware, free resources of your hardware to check that backup file is not corrupted and you can recover everything. It means that you don't need to buy additional server or to use any additional hardware. You only decide when it has to be done, and then using free resources of your hardware, our software will check that this backup file is ready, good to recover. And that's how it works. Using free resources on your hypervisor, using created backup file, our software creates laboratory, let's say, in which it tries to recover the file, the backup file created a minute ago. If everything's fine, okay, you get the report, everything's fine, okay. If something's wrong, you get the detailed report, what went wrong, error codes, and you can investigate if something's not really well. And the checking is not only a checksum checking, which is easy, but our soft checks if this file is okay on virtual machine level, on operating system level, and even on application level. That's why we say that you are 100% sure that it works. You're checking all those levels, not only the simple checksum check. Okay. Speaking about application item, I told you that we give you the possibility to choose from your backup what you want to restore. You not always have to restore everything. You can do it really right now, and you can do it, you can give this opportunity to user. So, let's imagine the situation that one of end users says, I don't know, 3 weeks ago, I had an email in which was the information I needed, but I forgot about it and I deleted this email. And then you have a choice. You can find this email yourself, or you can give the right to browse this this backup file, this specific backup file, to this end user in read-only mode, of course. But then you are released of duties. You give him the right, he browses his mailbox from 3 weeks, finds this email, recovers it, simple as that. In 2 clicks, right click, give the permission, choose user, okay. Piece of cake. And that's how it works. So to find this email, again, our software creates specific environment using free resources on your hypervisor, recovers your environment from the backup file, and then you can browse it, or you can give the permission for any user to browse it. Simple as that. On-demand sandbox, already mentioned. Why should you buy another hardware to check if some operating system update won't break your operating system? Happened before, no? I don't want to mention the name of the company, but it starts with M. You know, it's a disaster. In the production environment, it's a disaster. You can check it now. And you don't need to buy any additional hardware. You can use your hypervisor. How many of you uses all the production power of your hypervisors? It's always some space to use. You can use it this way. So you can start it from any restore point you choose, from which part in time you want to run this virtual lab, this laboratory, and then you run it directly from backup file. So it means, again, you don't need any storage. It's again using this feature of streaming of sort. So I don't know how to explain. It's really extremely easy. That's why I like this software. Okay, and here we have not very relevant information anymore. It's not patent pending anymore. I already got the patent for that. So this vPower publishes the contents of backup file as a data store a host can connect to. So that's the solution I told you. It works for not very technical guy like me, I always say that works like streaming over the internet, video streaming over the internet. I don't have to know how it works. For me, it's important that when I go to YouTube and I click something, I can see a video. It's the same here. I need a virtual machine in 2 minutes. Click, works. Okay. Oh, what I said, but it's worth mentioning again. It's working on regular backup storage. You don't need any additional storage to run this feature, and you are not making any changes to the backup file. So any changes made are not corrupting your backup file. So if something goes wrong again, your backup file is safe. You can still use it again. That's summary. If you need to restart, you have instantly virtual machine recovery. If you need to verify, you have this sureback feature to verify that it works. If you need to restore specific application data, it's easy. If you need to test patches, troubleshoot, or to create some training club, it's also easy. Okay, and it's powerful also because you got 2 products in one. I said it before, it's backup and replication. So you can replicate. Why replication? I believe that with this audience I don't have to explain why replication is important. It is. It simply is. So with Veeam backup and replication, you get the opportunity to do a replication. Just tick one checkbox, choosing where to send it, and it's done. It's host-based, so it's very easy. That's the most important thing. It's one click and confirm, and it's done. Nothing very complicated. You don't need 5 engineers working with you for 1 month to make this happen. It's very easy. We'll give you also this instant file recovery. So I already mentioned that it's the screenshot how actually it looks like. So here is a browser where you can check the file structure of each virtual machine that is running on your hypervisor, and then you can check the backup you're interested in, and then from the tree file pick a specific file that you're interested in. Easy. And our solution uses, of course, the change block tracking, which is very useful. It gives the opportunity to make backup really, really fast, and the opportunity to have this near continuous data protection works both on VMware and this second one. Okay. It's easy to use because it has no agents, singles, there's no second point. It's distributed architecture and automatic load balancing. So, it's single solution for VMware and VMware. You only install one soft, and it's actually not making jokes anymore. It's really useful because you can use our product in heterogeneous environments. So it doesn't matter if you have 3 hosts running on VMware and one another running on some different solution. You get it all in one window. You can view everything, backup everything. Doesn't matter. And this is what I said before, but it's worth mentioning because I really enjoy this. Look, IP address, Atlanta, Columbus, Seattle, business view. When you click on this plus, you will see the accountants department, HR department, and so on and so on. Not specific server, difficult to browse, but easy business view. Okay, that's how our distributed architecture works. It's very scalable. You can have one backup proxy server or few backup proxy servers. It depends on your environment. If it's small, you can do this way that backup server and backup proxy server are working on one machine. It even can be virtual machine. It doesn't matter for us. It's your decision depending on your environment. If it's huge, of course, it would be smart to use dedicated machine for backup server because of the need for resources, and then few backup proxy servers. If you have such infrastructure, our software has the ability to make load balancing by itself. So it checks which nodes are overloaded and which are not using their full potential, and then moves the work to have it balanced. Okay, oh, that's basically it. Load balancing. Okay, that's how our interface looks like. It's not very complicated, isn't it? Very easy, only few icons. And over here, you can see that in Atlanta, we choose one server, and that's what's on proxies and SQL file server. Here is Exchange, two Exchange servers. Actually, add to backup job, Exchange server. That's it. And then only run a scheduler for that and forget. And that's one file restore. This is the thing that I told you. So it's web-based. You can browse every single backup file from the past and choose what you want to restore just with your right click. And it's not only allowed for you, but you can choose one end user from your company and give him the right for this specific backup file that he wants to recover something from documents here. Okay, restores directly to original location, doesn't require direct connection to virtual machine, user permissions, agents in hosts. Why? It's waste of time. And this delegate file restores is what I said. You can delegate one of users to do it by himself. Okay. Here's the Veeam zip. Of course, you can zip your backup servers. Here's the two Exchange servers. In the times where storage is always too small, it's pretty important feature, I believe. And our solution is affordable. Makes the total cost of ownership gets lower. Software licenses and maintenance are pretty cheap. Doesn't use a lot of storage because it's zipped and deprecated. Gives you a good return on investment, of course. Speaking about cost of ownership, you don't need much manpower because there's no agents there. One person can easily run and maintain a really huge environment. Licenses, as I told you, it's not per virtual machine, it's not per host, it's not per mailbox. Why? Simple per socket. It's your decision. How many virtual machines you are running, you know better. you got the backup and also replication in one solution. You have built-in deduplication. It means that each backup file is deduplicated, default. But if there's, if you're using some storage that supports the duplication and runs the duplication itself, it's also working with our solution, and we are storage agnostic, so you can run anything you wish. It's your decision. And we have this free e-discovery and item recovery for Microsoft Exchange, so you can pick one specific PST file or email or contact or anything. Actually, in a few weeks we are releasing version 7 of our product, and one of the key features will be the same feature but for SharePoint. So you will be able again to pick specific things from SharePoint. That's how it looks. Veeam Explorer for Exchange. As you can see, you can browse through each mailbox and pick elements from there. Extremely easy. And the last thing, there's free support for some snapshots. It means that it's also built in simply, and you don't need to pay additionally for that. Easy and cheap. And the screenshot for your reference as well. Nothing very complicated. Still the same graphic user interface. Still, even 18-year-old can use it. Okay, so as I said, we are storage agnostic, and we are using deduplication and compression to make sure that your storage is not filling too soon. You have the incremental backups, that's easy, but you can exclude swap files. For us, it's sure that you get this this kind of feature, and you can imagine that if you are backing up, I don't know, 300 virtual machines, and on each of it there's a swap file, let's say 1 giga, it's starting to getting big. With our solution, with one click, you decide to exclude swap file from your backups. No special backups, no metadata, downtime. Yeah, that's, I would say, it's summary. Everything has been already said, and I especially like the last point. Keep your job and your sanity priceless. That's what you can get with Veeam backup and replication solution, which is built for virtualization, and I'm really proud of myself because half an hour just has passed. Thank you for your attention, and I will leave you with this slide, 10 reasons to choose Veeam. I hope you will.